Well, hello and welcome to Karting Live TV's coverage of the fantastic Autumn Cup here at Warden Law in the northeast, just a tiny bit north of Hull.
I'm sorry, everybody. He's from the south. Welcome to Warden Law and welcome to Jonny Palmer, who joined me this weekend. Jonny, here we are, Autumn Cup at Warden Law on the northeast coast, just outside of Sunderland.
Correct.
You've been looking forward to this for some time, haven't you, mate?
I've wanted to commentate at Warden Law karting track ever since I was a young boy, Joe. I cannot wait for this weekend.
Well, Jonny Palmer officially is still a very young boy. Jonny and I are now going to have a wander about the paddock and see who's there to talk to. Junior X25, young driver, local to Warden Law. He's been here, I've seen him racing for years now. He's moved up to junior Rotax and he's taken to it, as I knew he would, like a duck to water. His father Neil took some encouraging to get him in there, but he's in there and he's doing really well. Now he's run by a man I've known for far too many years. I'm going to come round Derek.
Many years.
Derek Hardy here, who's running young Charlie, who you can now see on the camera. Derek, I remember you when you were actually rally driving in the British Rally Championship. How far back is that?
Well, I was British Open Rally champion in 1983. So that's a long time before. That was before you were born.
Yeah, well, hardly before, yes. So here you are. You've been around karting, and certainly karting at Warden Law, Derek, over the years, and here we are. You know, we're seeing a resurgence of competitive karting back with all the national championships, and here we are with the club running their annual Autumn Cup again. I mean, you've seen some changes over the years.
Yeah, I mean, I think the owner of the track here has done a lot of investment here, made it into a fabulous track now, and is now hosting a lot of the championships that are run throughout the country.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I think it's excellent. I think the standard of driving is getting better. I mean, I remember back, and you remember back in the days of doing the IKRs here and the fun meetings and stuff. You know, it's just got better and better.
Yeah. You've seen some changes also in the karts. I mean, you know, when you run your sons Paul and Stephen, the karts are a little bit different than the Rotax Maxes, weren't they? Direct drive, I would imagine.
No.
Are the boys not that old?
No. I mean, Paul went through the Hondas, the Rotaxes, and then KF3s and KF2s.
Yeah, right.
So yes, some fast kit there.
Yes. Have they changed much over all those years? Have a few decades in that?
No, the Rotaxes haven't changed. I mean, they've gone from the pre-Evo, now they have an Evo engine, which makes them more equal, which is also good for racing. It means more reliance of the driver.
Yeah. Derek, great to talk to you, as ever. A stalwart of Warden Law. Let's get young Charlie in here. Yep. Charlie? Charlie, you were a lot smaller than when I first met you about 3 or 4 years ago. You made your debut in Junior Rotax a short while ago. Can you tell me a little bit about how that felt when you got onto the faster grip of your car?
To be fair, I thought it would be harder than it was.
I knew you would say that, you know, I was telling you that.
It was made out to be harder than it was, but it's been hard work so far. And I'm going to try and get my physical fitness up more so we can hold up for longer endurance in the longer races.
So when you say harder, you mean physically harder on your body kind of thing?
Yeah, it's like, it's really hard on your body because of the extra G's that you pull. Yeah. Because it's significantly faster than the gear.
You weren't bothered about the top speed though, were you? Look, I mean, I was there when Derek put you out the first time, and there you were flat out into turn one. That didn't faze you at all, did it?
No, the speeds were just normal. Yeah.
He did come in with a smile on his face.
Yeah. He did. I remember. I was there. Charlie, this weekend you've got a massive grid, the biggest grid here for the Autumn Cup. Where are you gonna? What's going to make Charlie Benson happy on Sunday afternoon?
Looking for a top 3, hopefully win it. Yeah.
Great stuff, guys. Thanks for talking to us, and great to have you as ever. Thank you.
Really, thank you.
Signing on, done and dusted, all ready to go for the Autumn Cup, Jonny. Welcome to Warden Law. It's, I mean, I know you're familiar with the track, but I also know you're familiar with the catering side. Shall we have a walk across?
Yes, okay.
And have a look.
It's very good catering, by the way. I've had several coffees already.
The coffee's fantastic here at Warden Law.
It really is.
I mean, Matt Hunter, the owner, really prides himself on his coffee. His expensive coffee, he calls it.
It's nice. What I'll say is, you know, it's a couple of quid, fair dues, but you get what you pay for at the end of the day.
Absolutely, and of course, all right, it's the end of play today here on Friday. We're pre-recording this paddock walk, but we'll have this full of pleasantries of sausage sarnies and bacon sarnies on breakfast. I know you're looking forward to a nice breakfast, Johnny. I know you should never miss breakfast, JP.
That is true, and I've been told that by many different people. I will admit, I'm not a morning person, right? So tomorrow, I'm being told we've got to be here for 7:30, which I'm not looking forward to. However, the breakfast will perk me up a little bit, a few coffees, and this is the place to do it.
Jacob, come on here, my son.
Here he is.
Jacob Rump here is a young stalwart here at Warden Law. He's been racing here since you were... When did I first see you? Were you on cadets?
Aye.
Yes. Now then, you're a bit bigger now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm in junior.
Junior Rotax?
Aye.
What number are you?
77.
Now then, you've been out of karting for a little bit this season, haven't you? You've just come back for this one.
Yeah.
So what are you expecting?
Hopefully not to come last.
No. And your dad's racing as well, I hear.
Yeah,
So as long as you finish higher than he does, yeah?
definitely.
How do you find the new Rotax then? Because you're new to junior Rotax this season.
Fast and hard to control when going around a corner and trying not to spin.
But Jacob's going to manage fine, aren't you, mate? Best of luck. That's it from the reception area and the cafe area. And Jacob, wish him all the best of luck. We'll
you
continue
later.
on in the paddock, eh, Johnny?
Yeah, our next stop in the paddock here at Warden Law is this incredible facility that Apollo Karts have built. It's basically a whole quadrant. Very impressive indeed. Now with a very successful driver, Jessica Alexander, just off the back of a big title win. Tell us about that. What exactly did you win?
So last weekend was the British Pro Kart Endurance Championship. It was the 10th round of the championship last weekend. So we, with the 113 with my teammate Sam here, we'd already won the overall championship at Glenny Gores. We won that around early at round 9, which was great. And we had the 6 hours of Warden Law last weekend. Wow. Which we took pole. We were run close in the race. We had to work pretty hard for it, but we won the race, and that meant we won the 6 hour championship as well as the overall one. So it's been a pretty successful end to the season in this camp, and then obviously the sprint championship this weekend just to try and close that one out as well. But yeah, it's been a good week. Hard, but it's been a good week.
For those that don't know the details of that event, I do quite a lot of endurance racing. What are we talking in terms of stint times for each person?
Yeah, so a fuel stint's about an hour and 20 minutes, an hour and a half. We get out a tank of fuel. We generally double stint drivers, just to give your teammate a bit of time off and a bit of time to relax. So I did. It ended up split pretty evenly. I did the first 2 stints, which were about an hour and a half each, and then Sam got in with about 3 hours to go and brought it home. And again, that was 2 stints of about an hour and a half and a splash 10 minutes from the end, because we have to make 4 fuel stops as per the rules. So that was a quick, in the pits, nozzle in the tank, nozzle back out the tank, job done just to satisfy the rules. And it was that short stint that kind of kept us safe. That 7 or 8 seconds we saved in the pits was enough to really make it not comfortable, because it's never comfortable, but enough that we felt we didn't have to push really hard towards the end. So yeah, it's a tough one on drivers. It's pretty tough around here as well. It's not an easy track to go around, because you don't really get a break. It's the straight, you get one straight, and then you're pretty constant from there on. And it's pretty physical over curbs and bumps, and it works you pretty hard when you factor the traffic and everything in as well. So that's why we tend to stick to double. They asked me if I would do a triple stint at the start, and I was by that point 3 hours in. I was like, guys, I'm not feeling this.
Yeah, fair enough. I would imagine you get the chance to race at lots of different venues, but actually coming off the back of 6 hours round here is very useful for this weekend, because it's a place you know intimately.
Yeah, we know a lot. And Adam's obviously Apollo Karts are based. We're based just up the road from here, so we do a bit of testing here. We've been sprinting here all year. Okay.
So track knowledge, really, you should have everything sorted.
In theory, you're always learning. That's the problem. We went out on Wednesday because there was obviously, when you try and set a car up for a 6 hour race, you need to try and guess. Is it going to be fast in the morning? Is it going to be fast at night? When are we trying to get the car to work? And we weren't great for the first kind of hour of the race. We struggled a little bit with the car, so went out on Wednesday just to try and understand, that it was that it was the fact that we had the cart set up to come on at the end that was the only reason why it wasn't great when the track was drying, and we think we understood that, so that was positive. But it's just a sign, you're always, when we're pushing this hard, you're always learning. There's always you never fall into the trap of thinking you know everything. We would have probably liked the sprint this weekend before the endurance because it would have been useful testing.
Right.
But yeah, it does mean I got on the track this morning and I thought, oh, this feels quite familiar. But yeah, it's good to close the season out with the sprint here because the sprints usually been great all year.
Jessica, thanks for talking to us.
It's a pleasure.
It'll go well this weekend, I'm sure. Wonderful setup, as I say, and look out for what number are you again?
I'm racing 113 this weekend.
113. Jessica Alexander. Our next victim is Paul Banbridge, who's the track manager here at Warden Law. This is only the second time the Autumn Cup's ever been run, Joe's just told me. I didn't realise it was such a young event, but very popular, it seems.
Yep, and growing year by year. So obviously over 100 entries now for this weekend. Hopefully next year it's going to grow again. We've got some fantastic prizes on offer for the whole event, and also the final rounds of the championship for Warden Law.
How do you win the Autumn Cup? Is it pretty complicated? It's 2 days of action, we should point out.
Yep, so we have 2 rounds running, so it's the last 2 rounds of the Warden Law Kart Club Championship. The way the Autumn Cup works is your points from the 2 finals added together, and that gives you your results for your Autumn Cup.
Okay, nice and simple in actual fact.
Yeah, we certainly try and keep it that way.
And generally the year, obviously we can look back, now we're in November, how's the year been for Warden Law on the whole?
It's been really good. We've had a club championship that's ran throughout the year. We've had a lot of the championships visits, UKC, the British, the kart championship. We've had them all kind of through here at BPEC last weekend. This kind of concludes the season for us. But we're looking to start again next year in February with IPKC.
And it's also quite exciting from our point of view because we get to come here and live stream it as well. That must be great publicity, I suppose, for you guys too.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. You can obviously watch it through the live stream Saturday and Sunday. So both rounds, everyone can watch the drivers racing, and it's going to be some fantastic racing as well.
Any names that we should particularly sort of look out for that you see as sort of pre-event favourites, or they're just too many to pick?
Probably too many to pick, but certainly the inter-category running on different regs this weekend, so that's going to be a real good one, along with Micromax, and we've got a fantastic junior grid, which always gives a lot of excitement.
Thank you, Paul, for your time, because I know you're a busy man. We need to get a car moved at this point in time as well, so that's still being done. Paul Banbridge, the track manager.
We're back at Apollo Karts because I wanted to catch up with the team principal here. Adam Nichols here is a gentleman who has been running this team. That's the only name for it, and quite a team it is. Very well stocked, well provided for, and the skill set here is just second to none in the world of pro karts. But also, Adam, I want to thank you very much indeed for supporting the Autumn Cup with your Red Graphics company. Tell us, what does Red Graphics mean?
Yeah, so that was it was started through lockdown. My fiance, we're having a little one. She didn't want to go back to work. We wanted to do a little sideline business, and it's now better and bigger than what I'm doing. So she's now the full breadwinner in the house. But these things happen by chance, and we just made the most of it.
So what exactly do you? What services do you provide?
So full design, like what you see on the cart here.
So the stick that we call the sticker kit.
Cart graphics kits.
I come from the world of cars. We call that livery.
Liveries,
but
yeah.
in karts they call it sticker kits.
Yeah, so we from the start to the end, we'll do full custom design. We've got stock designs. If you don't want to pay to have a custom one, we can swap the colours and names, numbers for that, and various bodyworks that are out there now. Yeah, that's it as well there.
So and also by support the event, not just coming here with numbers of customers and racing in the event. Adam here has provided a fantastic prize in the Pro Car classes with a brand new sticker kit for the winners of the 2 Pro Car classes.
And cadets.
And cadets, of course,
cadets,
yeah, the Honda. Anything with a Honda engine.
Yeah,
really,
anything with a Honda engine, yeah.
So Adam, you're here as team principal. This is your other hat on. You said your fiance's side of the business is the graphics, but you're running effectively a custom race team.
Yeah.
And I've always worked to the adage of it doesn't matter what you pull off the truck, whether it's a kart or a Formula 1 car, logistically and operationally, it's exactly the same, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, regardless whether it's doing pro kart, road tax, big car events. You all got to turn up in the truck, put the awnings up, all the graft behind the scenes. You know, well, I think we're professional cleaners, really.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, the logistics are the same, it's just a different class. Obviously, this is it's a low end on the budget, but pro kart's getting more serious as the years go by. It's costing a bit more money. It's a lot more professional now than it ever has been. The numbers are bigger than they ever have been. And yeah, it's a great time to be involved in the sport, really.
I've always seen pro karts as an entry-level form of karting because of the cost.
Yeah.
However, with anything, the intensity of the competition becomes a factor, and that's always going to push the cost up. But it's still an entry-level form of karting, isn't it?
I mean, anything with engines and tyres, regardless
Yes.
whether you're lawnmower racing or doing Formula One, it's still gonna. You can spend what you want on it. There's no limit on what you can spend on any class you're racing. But ultimately, with the SIL 200s, you know, people aren't chucking serious money at it.
Yes. What do you mean by that? So tell us what you mean by a SEAL 200. So you mean the actual motor?
So it's RPM, the sole engine company, engine builder, sorry.
Yeah.
The seal here, that runs all the way around the engine, the rocker box, exhaust, side casing, carb. The only thing we can do is oil and a spark plug. Anything.
Now that's to stop what I like to call creative engineering to make these things go faster outside of the regulations. So that surely is, keeps the cost down, because then people aren't spending silly money for silly development on the motor.
Yeah, absolutely. And also an added bonus as well in the class is a thing called buyback. If you think there's someone out there that might have a better engine than yourself, or pair of engines, it's at a fixed price, and at the end of the day you can ask to buy the engines. If they refuse to do it, it might be highlighting something's going on, that they'll be removed from the meeting, so they have to sell you them engines. So that prevents you then throwing loads of money at them on the basis that someone might come along and buy them. So it does keep the class pretty fair.
Wow. I've just noticed behind Adam here, Paul, if we get this in, some beautiful rack of brand new slick tyres here. The thing about pro karts that I find amazing is that we've talked about wet tyres and dry tyres before on our karting live streams, but pro karts, when it rains, you've just got to suck it up.
Yeah.
You've got to stay out on the slicks, haven't you?
Yeah, there's so quite a few years ago now we had a vote whether we wanted wets or not.
They put it to the vote, did they?
Yeah. Put it to the vote, and we all opted for slicks. Obviously, it's another cost save, because you know what it's like on a drying track. You chew through £150, £200 set of tyres. If it rains, slow down. If it's dry, you speed up a bit. That's it.
Now the thing is, we've got, all right, here we are, Friday night, pre-recording this Paddock walk. The forecast is for dry, and I'm a little bit disappointed because I've noticed, when pro karts go into the wet, you kind of everything goes on to slow. It's like watching slow motion racing, but it does. Having driven pro karts myself, you feel like you've got 1,000 brake horsepower under your foot. I love it, and I know you do too, because you're a bit tall, aren't you? Notice I didn't say heavy.
No, thank you for that. It's one of them. Everyone's on the same tyre, so it doesn't make a difference. It makes for good racing. I mean, here it all depends on what circuit you're at. Warden Law in the wet is really slippery, like PFI. There's other tracks out there where you can feel the grip even though you're in the wet on a slick. But I think it creates great racing.
It does.
And the mechanics like it as well, because when it's going mixed conditions, that's it. You're not rushing around throwing tyres in it. So.
Yeah, brilliant stuff, Adam. And most importantly, when it dries and you've still got your wets on, it's not going to cost you 200 quid, is it?
That's it. Absolute bonus there. So.
Great stuff. Goodbye from Apollo Karts. Thanks, Adam. Well, best of luck for the weekend.